It's the 202.
It's the 202. It's the 202.
It's the 202.
This is how we do when we party. It's the 202.
It's the 202.
Hello, everyone. Coming up on the 202, we've scored our own private viewing of DC's biggest fashion event of the year. Models, couture, and the runway, all right here in the studio.
Plus, DC was once a major fight town, but it could be making a comeback with the recent arrival of one of the world's top 3 most popular sports, mixed martial arts. And guess what? We sent our buddy DJ Dirty Rico out to get the down and dirty in the cage.
Mixed martial arts, or MMA, is apparently so huge that even in DC, it's attracted some big-name investors like sports mogul Ted Leonsis and actor Kevin Hart.
Now, we couldn't ask our man DJ Dirty Rico to get in the cage when the Professional Fighters League came to town, but we did ask him to sweat it out a little to learn the secret to their training for cage fighting. Take a look.
Urban Boxing DC, right now, we got a lot of fighters in the room. If you didn't know, it's all about the martial arts right now.
I run 3 boxing gyms, every single one of them, professional fighters, Olympians, people that refuse to fight in the UFC.
Man, I came down here today especially to watch these fellas work out.
Fighting isn't glamorous. All the stuff that you see on the cameras is basically the highlights, and the rest of the time is hard, intense work, and it's grueling.
Let me tell you, your workout was great.
Yeah, thank you, man.
How long have you been fighting?
MMA now, I start 2010. We train hard, we train every day. We have good team. Sometimes the training is much harder like the fight, you know? Okay. If I train really hard, then I go, my head is free. I go just in to smash the guy.
Jake, what's up, brother?
What's up, man?
How you doing, man? All right. What would you tell anybody that's coming fresh into the Professional Fighters League?
You just got to really train hard, you know. It's an ultimate thrill. Sometimes you're like, oh, I hate this, but then I also love it. It's one of those things that's addictive. You can't beat the thrill of going out there and fighting someone in a cage.
I tell you, I watched Ray work out a little bit, and he kind of like had me sweating over here. I was a little nervous because I thought he was going to put his sparring partner through the cage. Let me ask you, what's your strategy?
My strategy is to go in there and take it to the guy. I like to finish guys in the first round and go out there and just get a scrap on. As in Hawaii, we say we just go out there and scrap. Finish my opponents in the first round by knockout. Be watching.
I like that. I like that. What do you look to do to your opponent?
Honestly, I'm looking to do as much damage as possible, as soon as possible. That way the rest of the fight gets easier. And then if the person's still standing there, you know it's going to be a good fight.
Rico, were you scared to get in that ring?
Well, I wanted to get in the ring, but I was scared I was going to hurt somebody.
I'm gonna hurt somebody.
But it was great to actually kind of like, lock down with, all the fighters and to see, who had the most adrenaline coming in just to, to warm up. But then when it came down to, fight night, oh my God, it was so crazy. The smallest guys was beating up the bigger guys, and then some of the guys that were like, the undercuts on the card, man, it was like crazy. And to be in the room with all that going on and listen to the crowd going, some of the matches went faster than what they thought. Some of the matches went extra long. We was like, oh my God, I was losing it. But it was so great. And much love to the PFL, because when they let me come in to, see them actually spar, I was like, wow.
And that stuff is real. You hear the blows, the sweat is flinging.
Yeah, people are getting like
boom. Did it feel like boxing? I should say fighting it come back to DC?
It felt like fighting is back in DC, like it never left.
Yeah.
And when I say they were so into it, and just like I said, watching them spar and then watching the actual bouts were like.
And the crowd.
Oh, the crowd, the adrenaline, it was louder there than it was in a football game.
Are you serious?
I'm serious, and the adrenaline in the room was great. And I mean, if we have that like going towards where everybody sees that DC is actually ready for this to come back, we can get it back.
So you're a fan for life.
Oh, I'm a fan. I was already a fan.
Okay.
But now it's like I'm over the top. I'm watching repeats on YouTube, or, I mean, everything. But it's great to
Who's
see.
your guy, real quick?
When do you start training?
I'll probably start next week.
And who's your favorite? Who's your favorite?
My favorite, he's actually in the actual full MMA, and was Brock Lesnar.
Oh.
He's actually a WWE wrestler as well. But Brock is like one of the baddest in that ring. He gets in that ring and he's on it. Like, it's like serious.
We'll send you back.
I won't have to go back. I gotta go. Please.
We gotta meet him at a match one day.
Definitely.
Just hang out and watch.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Hang out.
Coming up, Michelle and I are heading over to the chef's table now.
Ooh, so stay right where you are. We'll be right back with more of the 202. Yum.
Well, show me a few moves.
It's the 202. It's the 202.
It's the 202. It's the 202.
It's the 202.
Welcome back to the 202. He's been a musician, a biologist, and a legal assistant.
But Danny Lee's true passion is in the kitchen as chef and owner of Mon Dieu, a traditional Korean restaurant he runs with his mother.
Hi, Chef.
Hi, how are you?
Good. It's good, all this food we see here.
We've been smelling some fantastic
what is this thing?
aromas.
This is an electric steamer that my mother actually brought back from Korea with her the last time she went.
Wow.
It's been great. A lot of the steamers that you buy in stores now don't have the power that this does, so we're able to steam an assortment of things. Today, those being dumplings, or Mon Dieu in Korean.
Mon Dieu.
Does it steam faster?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
when I looked at this, it looked like depigmented powdered bologna slices. What is it?
That's a first for me.
What is that?
So those are wrappers that we're going to use for our dumplings. It's basically just flour, water, and salt. Covered with a little bit of starch, just keep them separated. Then today we'll just walk you through the process of making a Korean dumpling.
But before you go on, how do you make them actually? I know the ingredients, but how do you actually get them so thin?
You roll them out,
Yeah.
then you just have a little mold and you just punch them out.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
All right,
Yeah.
walk us through this process.
Okay, great. So at first we're gonna make a sauce just to have that set off to the side.
Okay.
So we're gonna get a little bowl here. And what's important with a dumpling sauce is you wanna have a nice balance of salt. So we're gonna have a little bit of soy sauce here.
Okay, soy. That's always important, right?
And you want some acids. We have some white vinegar that we're gonna add in. And then we make our own vegetable stock using shiitake mushrooms and kombu, which is dried seaweed.
Okay.
It gives the dish a really nice umami.
I love shiitake mushrooms.
And then last but not least, we're just gonna add a little bit of sugar just to balance out, have a little bit of sweetness
sugar
to
on
it.
top of it. Okay.
So a good mix. And we'll just set it off to the side. And now we're gonna go on to the magic of dumplings, which is the filling or the farce.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do now is basically take a ground pork mixture, which is basically just ground pork with pork fat.
Okay.
Because pork fat always makes everything delicious. So we're gonna add that to our little bowl here.
It looks like some little spices or something green.
Yeah, so we added a little bit of seasoning, which we'll then also walk you through here as well. And now we have just some aromatics. Basically what that means is we have some garlic and ginger.
Okay.
We add a little touch
ginger, a little kick.
of freshly ground black pepper.
Yes, yes.
Toasted and ground sesame seeds.
For the crunch, crunch.
And a touch of salt blend, which is basically salt, some more sesame seeds, and Korean chili spice, which is called gochugaru.
Gochugaru.
Yep.
And sea salt?
And sea salt, correct.
salt,
And then just a little chopped scallion. And you just want to just loosely mix it up, loosen up the farce a bit, incorporate all the ingredients.
So do we always want to contrast the textures, have something kind of
Correct.
crunchy to, okay.
How long does it traditionally take to make something like this at home?
So at home, you know, if you have everything ready, should take.
Well, Michelle always has everything ready.
It should take about 30 minutes just to get the
That's not
filling
bad.
ready
Okay.
and the sauce, and then the main part is what we're about to do now is actually the pleating or folding of the dumpling.
Okay.
So we're gonna take our flour-based wrapper.
Yes.
Just a little bit of water, just rim around the edge.
And the water is to help
I
make
like
it stick.
this.
Yep, exactly.
So you just put some in there in the center. Don't overfill it, right?
Don't overfill it, but you don't want to underfill it because then the wrapper is just going to balloon out
Okay.
and you're going to have a lot of space. So
Close
now what
that.
we're going to do is just going to pinch one end, and then here's where the pleat comes in. So you basically just keep on folding one end over your finger,
Oh.
and you're creating
Interesting.
little pleats as you go down.
And it
That's
sticks.
A little bit of food art. Oh.
So that's how, when you typically see dumplings, that's how that process is done.
Right, okay.
Oh, look at
Yeah.
that.
And then what we do, why we brought this steamer,
Yeah.
is then you steam, and through the
All that
hour,
deliciousness.
and then you have
Yes.
finished dumplings. And then what we do is we just pour in the sauce, and we have a completed bowl over here where we just lay down some of the dumpling sauce which we made previously. We have our steamed dumplings, a little bit of chopped scallion, and sesame seeds to garnish.
How long does this steaming take?
It's about 4 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
If you don't have a steamer, you can just get a large pot of water, put it on a boil,
Yeah.
throw them in, and then when they kind of float on the top and start to roll, they're done.
Wow. Is there something you wouldn't stuff a dumpling with? Or try?
Peanut butter.
Anything?
You can pretty much stuff anything into a dumpling as a farce. You generally want to have some type of element involving fat just to help bind
okay.
the filling. If you don't do that, it's going to kind of fall apart when you eat, and no one wants that.
What's your favorite dumpling? I'm sorry.
I would say the dumplings you serve at Mon Dieu, or we also do a pork and kimchi version. I'm the co-chef and co-owner of a restaurant called Chaiko, also here in the district. I run with Scott Drewno and Anju Kim. We have that down on Barracks Row, and we're our new location in DuPont Circle as well, and also the Capital One Arena as well. So we have a lot of restaurants here in the district.
Oh, that's awesome.
So quickly before you go, tell us what people can expect on the menu at Mon Dieu.
So Mon Dieu, again, I run with my mother. They're all recipes that were based off of her upbringing in Seoul. She was born in the 40s, so her and her mother really cooked on their farm. And when I grew up, she translated those recipes to me. So when we opened up the restaurant together, which was interesting,
There's a story there.
Yeah, we wanted to implement her mother's recipes that she learned, but then put our own little twists on them. So it's very home-style Korean food, but with a fun twist.
Wow. Would you like to taste it?
I sure would.
Come on.
Please, we got some
I can't
chopsticks here.
use
We got spoons.
Let me try. I want to try and use the chopsticks.
Okay, go right ahead. I'll let you do it.
No, I'm going to feed you. How's that?
Well, wait a minute. The whole thing?
No, just take a
Okay.
bite. Ah,
Delicious.
delicious.
Thank you.
I
Thank
love
you.
it.
I would eat the rest of it, but I can't eat pork today.
I love that. Delicious.
Not today.
That bowl goes here for me.
Okay,
for
here you
later.
go. Here you go. Thank you, Chef.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Oh,
It was
I
a
really
pleasure having us.
appreciate this.
Thank you very much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
love
Appreciate it.
looking at
Enjoy the
dumplings.
dumpling.
I love feeding him dumplings. And coming up, full-blown couture as the runway gets underway on the 202.
And the man who put DC Fashion Week on the map.
It's the 202. It's the 202.
It's the 202. It's the 202.
It's the 202.
And welcome back to the 202. DC Fashion Week is always one of the hottest tickets in town.
And the man who brings it all together every year, Ian Williams, is with us today.
Ian,
Hi, Ian.
thanks so much.
So good to be here at the 202.
Oh, wait, look at that drip. Look at the drip.
Always, and the shoes.
Thank you so
Always.
much. Thank you so much. Well, we have some very exciting stuff here to show you. We have some great events planned for Fashion Week. For our first time ever, we're having our Hall of Fame, which really celebrates the 202 with designers who are doing some amazing things that have helped put DC Fashion Week on the map. I'm giving you the exclusive. The 202, sir. The 202, in case you don't know, they help put the 202 and Fashion Week on the map. And we're so excited to celebrate them and their artistry during Fashion Week.
So these are designers that have been doing things all over the DC area and beyond for years?
They launch their fashions here at DC and at DC Fashion Week, and they've been invited to travel all over the world. Many of them work with different celebrity clientele, because we love doing that. But just some of them just have left their normal corporate jobs to just pursue fashion full time, because when Fashion Week launched, almost 15 years ago, it was just unheard of. So we were all, doing different stuff. I was a NASA engineer, and now so many people, as the mayor has said, that DC is now the #1 place for the creative community for young designers to get their lunch and start.
202 Creates.
Oh yeah, 202 Creates, baby. You got it. You got the memo.
What I love most about DC Fashion Week is the events that you hold in the embassies, sort of making it a global fashion event.
Absolutely. And one reason we do that is because we work with designers from all different levels, from our college designers to our emerging designers to our international designers, because we know that we can connect all people through fashion, and we're so influenced by many of the design talents that you're going to see. You're going to see a lot of that here today.
Yeah.
You know what? I've always heard there's a difference between trendy and style, or trend and style. What is the difference?
Well, trend for us means that it's something that is current, that people are embarking on and trying to incorporate, but not everyone can make a trend stylish for them. So two individuals can have the same thing on. It depends on how you style it and pull off that look. So our designers are true trendsetters, and style never goes out of fashion.
Love it.
Love it. We can't wait to see some of it.
Well, as we mentioned, our Hall of Fame, our first designer is Stella Bond. So she's from Bogota, and her model is Zenab.
Wow.
Look at the textures and the fabrics here. You can see some of her influence in the garments.
Quite dramatic.
Love all that, yeah. You are noticed when you walk into a room.
Oh, absolutely.
It almost looks sort of Russian in a way, the coat and the fur and all. Yeah, that's nice.
Stella says no. Yeah. Bogota. For Russian influence. Love that.
Beautiful.
Our next Hall of Fame designer comes from Cameroon. Yeah. Her name is Frua Boma, and her designer is Ife.
Nice, elegant.
Yes.
So elegant.
And she now has relocated to DC, so we love that. So bye-bye Cameroon, welcome to DC. This is the Frua Boma collection, and we'll be honoring her as well at the Hall of Fame show.
Wow.
Nice.
I can see you in that.
Oh, I would love to wear it.
Beautiful. I'll hook you up.
Okay. We've got events to go to. I'll wear it.
Absolutely.
Nice.
So with Emerging, our Emerging Showcase is called MEDIA. It's an acronym for Metropolitan Emerging Designers and Indie Artists. It's a way to allow music and models and fashion to emerge together. Emerging doesn't necessarily mean you just started sewing today. It means that you are either new to Fashion Week or you are elevating your brand to a national level. And we're so happy to have it happen in the nation's capital. Our first emerging designer is Alessandra Sogado. Her model is Anicia.
Oh, wow. I love that dress and those colors, and wow.
Gorgeous.
That is just perfectly feminine and fitted, and just, it's beautiful. That's beautiful.
That's Anicia. Up next we have Roots by Bella. Her model is John Treese.
Yes.
To show you that DC is all about changing your look from daytime to playtime to nighttime to fun time.
Look at all that leather.
Yeah, and studs.
Yeah, leather and studs everywhere.
Yeah.
Love it.
Fantastic.
Love it.
We have another designer, Sabrina Soul. And her model is Cara Dove.
Oh, yes, yes.
This gives a little celebrity-inspired inspiration. I love that.
Yes,
All the way down to
I would have to have the coat and the shoes, that's right.
Well, you have to have the whole
Oh, look at that coat.
So you can have a reveal.
Yes.
Now, where would you wear that?
Ooh, anywhere. I'd love to wear it to the grocery store.
Anywhere she wants to.
Yeah.
That's right. Can you imagine walking into Target in that long pink coat?
In Target.
Yes.
Up next, we have Charlene Mumbaya Zabe. I believe I got that correct.
Yeah.
Represents our international couture designers.
Wow.
What kind of fabric
Charlene is new to DC Fashion Week.
Yeah.
She came with us to H Street Festival, and she'll be showing our International Couture show at the Embassy of France.
Nice. Nice.
That's amazing.
And last but not least, we have Courtier International, my personal label, and this is model Holly.
Wow.
So I'm known for my red carpet, super sexy, but today we're
All
giving
of the
modesty.
Yeah. Now,
Nice.
that'd be a knockout on the red carpet. I can tell you that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah. It has like a Hollywood glamour to it. Yeah.
So with Fashion Week, again, we work with designers from all different levels, from our next gen, where we fully sponsor designers that are in a college accredited program. They're recommended by a college professor in a fashion program. We have many of the schools that participate here in the DC area, as well as just all on the East Coast. Of course, we have our emerging designers and our music artists, where it's the love where the emerging artists are using the designers' fashions, they're using the models in their music videos, so it's just a great relationship there. And then our International Couture just celebrates fashion from all over the world. We normally have them hosted at different embassies, but it just allows a lot of times for designers from around the world to come to the United States. We're a nonprofit, so therefore they love our platform and they get to network, and we're all about diversity. So as you see, we have models of all shapes and sizes and ages from 5 to 50, designers from all over the world, because we know that DC is the best place to showcase your fashion.
Absolutely.
And fashion for men too, because
absolutely. Men's wear collection show.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you're correct.
This is a long way from a NASA engineer.
So if we can take a look at all of our designers and our models and see, see who some of the designing talent are.
All right.
So, additional information about DC Fashion Week, of course, dcfashionweek.org.
Yeah.
DC Fashion Week is held twice a year during the months of February and September, as all the other major fashion weeks. So again, check us out.
Now, you explain a lot of things here, and you do a lot of things. What kind of help do you get? Are you doing this all as a one-man band?
I have a fantastic team. Here, our makeup was done by our lead makeup artist, Led Evans of Glam Incorporated. We have our hair salons that participate with us. We have a volunteer program of interns, because many of the interns want industry experience. We'll let them have that opportunity, and they're going to do such great things. We have, of course, media outlets like yourself. They give us a lot of love and support to help get the word out about Fashion Week. And it was just a great team. It takes a village. It really does.
Sure does.
Well, we love you, and we love your village.
We're out of time.
Thanks to all our guests today, and of course to my co-host Michelle Wright.
And thanks to DJ Rico. Thanks to all of you for watching us. Furman and I will see you next time on the 202. We'll see you.
This the 202. This the 202. This is how we do when we party in the 202. Hey.
Home of that good live music.
Come on.
Live on set, live audience approves it. The best hosts, it don't get no tighter. Furman and Michelle can't get no righter. Taxation, no representation.
Nah.
But the 202 repping for the capital nation. So from 703 to the 301. Yeah, we all come to have some fun. It's the 202.
It's the 202. This the 202.
It's the 202.
This is how we do when we party in the 202.
It's the 202.
Yeah. This the 202. This the 202.
It's the 202.
Yeah. This the 202. This the 202.
It's the 202.
This is how we do when we party in the 202.
It's the 202.